Mr. Joey. Who's that?
He's like last week. He repaired. He brought his bus, and we went on his bus.
Yeah.
Oh, I ripped out so much of my hair. Mom, look at this.
Tori, be careful.
Because when I was going back, I accidentally put my head on there. Then I put my head up. And ow. Are you recording?
Yeah. This is very hard to do.
Can they hear us?
Yes, we can hear.
Oh.
Except the mic is actually backwards. Hang on. Let me spin it around. I feel like I'm always doing that. But we are going to check in on this and see if Mommy has killed it. Yeah, obviously I'm Mommy, you ding-dong. Who else? I know I'm dragging it on the floor. Thank you, Leaf Police.
I don't take care of that. But you are not really.
I think there was just too much pond in here for this plant. Okay, the roots look good. I'm surprised. Oh God, I look a fright, you guys. Also, very upset about it. Okay, so I think it was too much pond in this setup, but hey, Riley, I'm recording, so try not to say anything weird. Like the word suck. Okay, we don't need to say things suck. Thank you. Oh, good. 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 We like to hear that. All right, so we're going to get a smaller pot that regulates the water better because I thought it was doing bad, but it's actually doing really good, which is why I like to check on things. So I will show you the roots once I get it out. It's zip tied here so that this stays upright. So I just need to identify what I'm going to use for the next process. It doesn't need as big of a pot as I had it in, so let's find a smaller one. Let's do this. Okay, we have zip ties. We have acquired a pot. Now it is smaller now because it's got a moss pole. I'm gonna have it on this because odds are it's gonna tip. So I need something heavy, right? So we're gonna use this pond again. It's a good pond, it's actually moist. So when I put this in here, I need to wait a couple days before watering it because else we will be over watering it. I made quite the mess, didn't I? So let's place you there. Let's get a layer of this down. Where's the scooper? I don't have a scooper, but we're gonna just use this, even though I just cleaned this. Alright, whatever. Alright, so let's fill the bottom. Hey! Salem! Salem! You have half of Misty in your mouth. Misty, come here. What happened, baby? Look at this. Oh, these bloody kids. Come here, babes. What happened? What happened? My God. Look at her. Hang on. Let me turn this. Look, he just ripped out her hair. Babes. What a little shit. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. They just don't get the female minds, do they? No, they don't. I'm sorry. We had to have a minor cat rescue. Sorry, babes. You need to be a little more forceful, girl. You need to put him in his place. You're not mean enough. All right, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a base. I have a little bit of moss in there. We need scissors to cut this. We're just gonna leave that like that. Shake this roots up. Well done. Look, he grew into this. Let's remove that. So it does have a really long stem. I'll hold it there a little bit longer. I see in my videos that I hold things for way short of a time, and then it's hard for you guys to really see. So of course we have some really yucky roots as well, because this did go from soil into pond. So this is actually a really great time to show you what I mean. So you can see here, if this focuses on the stem specifically, you can see here there's a lot of white little roots coming off of it. Do you see that? Those are now our water roots, our healthier roots. And I shouldn't say healthier, the roots are good in general, moss, soil, etc. But because this is in pond, those nice white roots are actually very good to see. That means that the plant is thriving in this medium and it's doing good, it's adapting. I don't know how to get all of this yucky off, so I'll probably just put it back in here because it's a lot. And it was doing good. It was building new roots off of the old structured roots. I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to see, I need to turn this just a smidge so I can see it better. Where was that one? Here's a really good one. There, do you see that? Right here. So, and here you can see like the older stuff. Right, you can see the difference, but this isn't bad because it's not black, right? It's not brown. Here's a brown one, so you can see the difference here. Like this is bad. This is a soil root that rotted once coming into pond and faded away. Now I'm very relieved actually to see this plant is doing as good as it is. Now this is why I say to remove as much soil roots as possible. See, I left soil on this and they completely rotted. The roots rotted completely. I can't even, there's no rescuing them, right? Let's see if there's any more. This is why I'm very particular, and I hear so many people saying, you don't need to worry about it, don't remove it, it's not a big deal. No, it is. It can be a very big deal, especially if you have limited roots. Now this, I have so many that I wasn't as concerned with removing all of it. I just wanted to do a basic cleanup, and as you can see, he's doing great. But I still want to put him in a smaller pot. He did not need to be in such a big pot. And I honestly think it was doing it a disservice. So this is probably a perfect size right now. Probably a little bit big still, I know, crazy. But let's dig a little bit of a hole here. I don't want to squish the roots, these new ones, but I want this to be just a little smidge deeper. Now I have two acrylic poles, or like rods, whatever you want to call them, stakes. I don't want all that moss falling out, so I'm trying to be as delicate as possible. But what you want to do is basically get this in through, that's why I like these pots for this. And then I could put it in a self-watering planter, but with less whatchamacallit, less, what am I trying to say? With less pond or less space now, it should be easier to gauge where the water level is or how moist or dry it is. This is really hard to do right now. I should have put my pond in first, or some in at least, just to hold it together, but I'm an idiot and I like to do things the hard way, I guess. Excuse me. And that's just on the stakes, you know, they're not, I do want these stakes to be like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna add some pond really quick. To add like a little bit of support here. If you can, if I'm covering this or not. I'm glad it's doing good in this. I was really worried, which I'm sure you could tell from my video that I was a little bit concerned. I thought that, you know, maybe it just wasn't cut out for the pond life, and that would be really sad since that's, you know, basically my main way of planting. I really wanted to wrap this. Let's wrap another one at the bottom here. I kind of left these poles together, which I didn't really want to do, but we're just gonna go with it and see what happens. Hey babes, can you close that door? It's very noisy in there. Thank you. I'm making a video. Alright, so I also seal up the bottom of the moss pole as much as I can. I have like I should have showed you. I have that clear film, like tape, not tape, but like the saran wrap underneath it so that the moss isn't falling out into the planter. That was just a weird way to do the moss pole. But hey, it worked, okay? It worked. And I have really good roots. Now, keep in mind, I am new to this like moss pole life. It's not really for me. I've never really done it before, but I was trying it out. And I think the moss pole, I think I managed okay. But I think the watering of that big planter, I think I under and then over watered it too many times, so. It's not very secure, is it? I was hoping to be able to hold the, you know what I'm gonna try? I think I'm gonna try and have this, first of all, the other way. Go like this. Misty, will you shut up? My bloody cat is just mowing up a storm. I'm gonna try and like wrap this around the actual stem. Is my hair in it? No. I want to have my hair in it. It would be boring just to see my head. So this hopefully will hold it a little bit. It's not really straight. It's not straight. But maybe it'll at least hold it a little bit sturdier for right now. Oof. And then let's fill the top just a little bit more. I just did give the moss pole water, so I just did give. Nice. Great English. Make sure some of this goes here. It's probably gonna fall over at some point. I don't have this very secure. You guys are probably screaming at me. We're figuring it out. All right, are you gonna be okay? Do you think you're gonna manage this life? Do you think you're gonna be okay? Because like, there's a lot going on lately. Yeah? My alarm is? Is it for Riley's homework? Okay. So here, this is the stems that are left, or like the leaves. We have friend. We don't. Sorry. We're gonna cut these because we don't have ugly in this house. Okay. Alright. I need to actually try and put some, looks like down the back here. To hold this. With some of that moss to kind of hold this back. I just tossed it in place. Yeah, funny. I'm just like shoving little rocks in these holes here. You got this. Alright. So for my first time ever doing a moss pull, okay? First time ever doing a moss pull. Have to remember that. Okay, we have to remember this. It rooted into the moss pole. It did. I'll show you that right now so you don't think I'm fibbing. Let me put him in here. It's actually holding up steady, which is surprising. But we're going to put it in here. And oops, I'm going to show... Oh, I didn't turn on the light. Hopefully it's not too dark. I'm the worst at this streaming thing. Well, I'm not streaming. You know what I mean. Let's make sure we're in focus here. Give it a second. That's got yucky roots in it, so we're not going to do that. I just cleaned up this floor too. It was just kind of frustrating of me. Ted, why do you do this to yourself? Okay, so I don't want to move this and scratch the floor. All right, it didn't focus at all in any of that time, did it? Let's see. Oh, here. So let me close this and zoom. Here you can see it. And I did just water it, like I said. So it rooted in here really well for me. I will say that. It did a good job getting in here. It is a little wobbly, but it shouldn't fall. There's another one. I mean, it shouldn't fall, right? I hope. I don't know why this is all fogged up here. What is it? I closed up the back so there wasn't so much air going through, so it would stay moist for longer. I don't really want to take that off. I'm too lazy, but why is it? It's a problem for another day. But everything else looks good. There is a root that's in here that got shoved off because I ripped it out. So one of these are going to probably die at some point. Don't know which one, but one of them will. But so far it's looking okay. There, I did cover it, didn't I? I have a lot of these on here. I don't need this much anymore. I think you're okay now. I think you're rooted in pretty good. We'll remove that a different day. That's a day. That's a problem for another day again. So, yeah. You can see a leaf died here. I'll rip this. So I just removed the string, the plant tape, whatever it's called. Velcro, plant Velcro? I don't know that I need that much, and I want to get this yucky leaf or stem off here. I'm going to stick this tape back down and redo it later. So, whatever, it's stuck in there. Let's see. Yuck. Let's get rid of that. I shoved this here to protect one of the roots, and it seems like it's stuck there, so he must want to be there. This is very loose at the bottom, so I'm already seeing things that I should have done differently when I did this. Like put more moss in this bottom part. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see where I was shoving my fingers. I I did notice little like creepy crawlies in there. I don't know what they were. They're like little white gnat. I thought maybe they were like gnat babies creeping around, but I don't know. I'm not sure. So I wonder if I could get that on video. Maybe somebody else's. I see it all the time, especially when I'm working with moss, and I absolutely hate it. But maybe this will show them. I did use systemic granules, so hopefully they're dead now. But you can see the granules here. They might be dead.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't see anything moving. I don't see anything moving around. So I have a sneaking suspicion that they are dead, deceased. Because yeah, I had these like white little tiny creepy crawlies. I hate that moss gets so yucky. So ugly. But yeah, so it definitely looks like I should have packed it more at the base. There's a lot of gaps here. Not that the roots are really down here. They seem to be doing their job and creeping upwards. I hope it looks okay. It's a little yellow right here. Hopefully it's staying healthy. I check this a lot. I have an alarm actually set to remind myself to check this specific plant. I'm hoping that being in a closer or smaller pot. No, fudge! You scared the out of me, turd. That's my husband. What was I saying? I'm hoping that this smaller pot will help it stay happier and healthier and get a better balance of water. Now, my only thing is, because I cut this, I want to allow for a new leaf to actually come up out of one of these spaces, because you can see this could activate here and this spot here could activate. The last thing I want to do is have this plant thingy block it, right? Oops. So I'm going to put it lower down. It is wobbly, I know that, but we're going to just keep and do it very tight. I have this leaf like shoved into my face here. Oh, fudge. Why do I make it so hard for myself, always? This might be the dying root, the one that I ripped. There's a lot in here. I really am curious, like, what it's actually looking like inside there. Part of me wants to rip it all apart and investigate, but we also want this to stay healthy and not go through another whole ordeal. But basically I took all of these roots. I've never done it before, so the way I did it, don't copy it unless, you know, maybe that will work for you. I don't know, but I just like took all of these aerial roots and literally bent and shoved them into the moss pole, and then that's how it just like rooted that way. And then I actually put moss on top of here, all on top of here, and then saran wrapped it so that it would stay moist and actually grow. The stem is really hard, which is good. These are really hard, which are good, so that means that it's doing okay. We're just losing this brown. The green leaves are doing okay. I mean, it's got yellow on it, but this is the old one. It's like the first one down here. So it's naturally going to show more damage. But yeah, so I wish I was better. I wish I was better at this part, because it just makes me so sad. But we'll see. That should hopefully do it some good, and I'll give it some water in a couple of days and see where it's at, you know, because it was so beautiful, you guys. It was so beautiful, and now it just looks so sad. It's all my fault. All my fault. Okay, bye. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of an update. It's been a week, I want to say. The leaves haven't browned anymore. I mean, there's like a little bit, but for the most part, it stayed pretty consistent. So, waiting for it to focus. So I've moved it now. It's under this big new Sansi light, which I actually need to talk about. I want to get in here. I'm gonna break the leaves. Hang on, let me meow. Why did I meow? I don't know either. Okay. But I was seeing bugs in here the one time, so let's just take a peek here and make sure we don't have any bugs. I'm shaking so much, but I love the benefit of growing in moss. However, Misty, I really don't like the pests that I always get in moss. You know, I freaking hate it. I don't have my light on here because it's not charged, so I'm sorry if it's really dark. Here, but you can see the new roots. You can see these ones here. I still have the tape on because I'm keeping it tight in here. It looks like this guy's sneaking out. Sir, I need you to stay in. Thank you. You don't come out. That's where you live now. So let's see here. Here you can see from me shoving these roots in, it rooted really well, thankfully. Here you can see where, it's actually a great example of it. If it focuses, sorry, I'm holding it really shaky too. But you can see I shoved this in here and it's grown into here quite nicely. We have some space here with the moss. I should shove moss in there, but I don't think it's making a significant difference. Here's some coming down. So even though this looks like a freaking hot mess, I think for my first really effective moss pull, or successful one, I think I did okay. It's not perfect. Definitely not like some growers on here on YouTube that just have beautiful moss pulls. They just they do so well with it. So maybe one day I'll reach that. But moss pulls with my ADHD it is a struggle to remember and to actually stay consistent. I let things dry out too much. But my reason for the update is I wanted to look to see if we had, after my cut, I wanted to have an update to see if there was any buds growing, growth point. And you can see here, this activated. So he's got a little nippy now. Meow! You were in the last video too, honey. You were getting attacked by Salem. Sorry for my yelling in the beginning of the video. It was a hot mess. My family was just... And the one thing I don't do during the weekends when I'm making a film, or a video film, is I don't tell my family to be quiet, because yeah, a little bit, sure. But, it's their home too, so I just kind of hey guys, I'm making a video. Be mindful of that, but keep enjoying yourselves, kind of thing. Yeah, hi. Your breath stinks. Look at your dandruff. I have to brush this girl all the time, and she's just always dry. Always dry. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited to see if this is a variegated leaf. I'm hopeful because it does have a variegated stem, which is a pretty good indicator that it will come out variegated, right? Like this one, you can see hardly any green or color in it. And this was the one that had the green leaf, right? And then you can see here, this stem here is nice and variegated. And that's what we got, this big one here. Same with this, look, this half moon stem. So I really do think it is, what's the word? What am I trying to say, guys? It's a good sign that this is variegated. Is this another bud gonna come out here too? I don't think that one activated though. I could put a little kiki paste and see if I can get 2 spots to activate, but that's pretty rare on a philodendron like this. I think, from what I've seen with mine. But let me, what was I gonna say? There was something I wanted to say. Oh, we want to see the roots in here too. Hang on, let me stop this and pull it out. Alright, I can't really see, I haven't spun it around yet, but I can see roots here, but I'm not seeing new growth. Unless that is there. No, see, that looks yucky. So this is just looks like the older. I don't see any fresh. See here too. So that's worrisome. Here we have one, although it's looking a little brown, no? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I overwatered it? See this one too? These little ones. Definitely not taking it out, and I'm wrecking my carpet here too. But I just give it water recently, so I don't know. But you can see it's not too moist in here, so it stays. I kind of keep it at a really regulated amount of water. You can see the top is pretty dry. I don't flood them too much. I'll pour a little bit through, and I've been giving it more silica, and I've been feeding it a little bit more. So I'm hoping that helps it sustain some of this color, because the chlorophyll right now is obviously not, it's not getting a lot of chlorophyll, I should say. Which is really sad because they're so pretty. But I mean, with most variegated plants, unless you have a really great greenhouse environment with good humidity, and I'm thinking of getting a humidifier, like a really decent one, your color is going to only last so long, and it will start going away. At least from what I've seen with mine. But that's not to say it always does, because obviously I have some that don't. But it seems with philodendron, it seems to disappear faster, especially this like tipping. The brown tipping here. It's not literally tipping like we call tipping with the tip of the leaves, but even with my beauty cross with my tortum. I get all the little buds like this. They start going brown if they're like really white. So I think it's just how it goes with this, you know. But yeah, that's kind of the update for this. It's underneath this beautiful Sansi light. I do actually have a code with them, so I need to give it to you guys. I'll put it down below. I haven't looked, or I don't have it memorized right now, but I do have a code, and I think it might work on Amazon. I'm not sure, or on their site. But I have the, let me find what bulb I have. I have 3 of them. Oh, God, I have 3 of them. It's this one here. Let me see. I don't know if it says, can I see it on the camera more than I can in real life? It says dimmed grow light, something something. Here. Full spectrum, remote control. And I do have the remote controls for it. I think I put them in here. I'm sorting through this here. So you can actually go and change the lighting, which you don't really need to, but you can change them or turn them on and off, you know? So I think that's kind of cool, because if we're sitting in here and we want to watch a movie or something, I can come in, I can turn them off without having to crawl underneath, you know? So I think that's pretty cool. Oh, shit. Sorry, excuse my language. So yeah, that's pretty cool, you know? So, because I had smaller ones in here before. I need to get a couple more. I need one for my front. I removed my front one and I put it here, but this one isn't the remote controlled one. But I wanted all 3 lights to be the same, and I need to find a cool wicker shade that isn't like $50 per shade, because that's just crazy. That is just crazy. But yeah, anyways, that's my variegated golden dragon update. Just wanted to show you where we're at right now, since I'm literally editing the video. It was like a good time to do it, obviously. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully my journey with this moss pole is interesting, because I'm still figuring it out.